Hi, this is Mary Kay. This is another installment of Mary Kay's palette. The two colors that I'm going to do today are Winsor Green Blue Shade. Any pigment with PG7 in it works, and Winsor Violet. And again, any pigment, any tube of paint with PV23. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Winsor Green at the top. The very first spot I'm going to make is going to be as dark as I can get this. And I make a little square. Whoops, that was, there's my Winsor Green. That's my first spot. And now what I want to do is make one over here that's as pale as I can get it. And it's pretty hard to get this very, very pale. So I rinsed my brush out, and this is almost just pure water, and it's that pale. Now I want to go somewhere halfway in between. Let's see how we do here. That's about halfway, I think. And then I'll rinse that out and try to get halfway in between these two. And now halfway in between those two. Might need a little bit more. Okay, let's see. Well, I think that one needs a little more pigment. Okay, so that's the shade, the tones you can get mixing water with Winsor Green, PG7. Now I'm going to do the same thing with Violet. Here's Winsor Violet, as strong as I can get it. Rinse my brush out. These are both extremely staining colors. So that's what it looks like when it's as pale as you can make it. Halfway in between those two. Maybe a little more purple in this. And now I'm going to rinse out my brush. Try to get halfway in between these two. And then halfway in between these two. Oh, that's maybe this one I think is a little too dark, but it's okay. It doesn't need to be perfect. We get the idea. Okay, now what I'm going to do is mix these two colors half and half, as dark as I can make them. So dark, the green and the purple mixed together, about half and half. And now I'm going to rinse my brush down to just like water. Yeah, it's interesting that the green, the blue rinsed out more than the green. Okay, so let me try to lighten that even more because that's kind of dark. Let me add water to that, dot it. Okay, so that's as light as I can get it. Now about halfway. And here. And here, halfway between those two, a little bit more. Now, if you're that one's a little, this one could be a little lighter, I think. Seems like I'm making my middle a little too dark on all of these. Oh, that's too much lifting. All right, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Now, I think it's fascinating that green and purple or violet make blue. Now what we're going to do is try to mix dark green with a tiny, tiny bit of the violet. And we get that shade. I want it to be a little darker. So this is mostly green and a tiny bit of violet. There we go. Gonna try to do my middle one. And then my super pale one. So, all right, I went too much on the purple side there. There we go. So this is green with just the tiniest bit of blue in it. And now I'm going to make the violet with the tiniest bit of green in it. There's the violet, tiny bit of green. This is going to look mostly violet. Let's see. Let's go here. Try and get that dark enough. And now this one needs to be halfway between these two. There we go. So I just think these are two fascinating colors where you have green and violet and you're able to make blue from them. And these are all the colors that you can get from Winsor Green and Winsor Violet, PG7 and PV23. Thanks for watching.